Welcome to the triple dedicated listening party. Getting ready to have my guys come up here, spread some information. So we're gonna start out with my guy, Anthony Castro. He's in the insurance and financial place. So he's gonna come up here, give y'all some information about finances and insurance. Come on, Ant.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Appreciate you, brother.
Likewise.
The stage now.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate the introduction. I want everybody to know I'm not going to bore you. So, it's not just going to be an insurance-heavy focused conversation. I'll let you know who I am, why I'm here, everything like that. So, my name is Anthony Castro, as he had said. I had the pleasure of going to school with some people in here. It's good to see y'all again. And what I did was, I've always been interested in entrepreneurship and doing things the unorthodox way, right? I'm the black sheep of my family. Hopefully some of y'all can relate. I'm pretty sure everybody can relate in this room to being told that we can't do something or that something is stupid or too far out of our reach, right? Whether that's from a teacher, unfortunately, sometimes our parents, brothers, sisters, cousins, whoever it is. What I decided to do at an early age was I wanted to take that energy, that negativity, and flip it, right? Everything around this is business oriented to a degree, right? The illegal stuff, the legal stuff, whatever it is, it's all business. The mafia was even a business too, right? And if you look around, politics is kind of like the mafia a little bit, right? You know what I mean? It's a legal form of it. So if they could leverage it, I always thought to myself, why can't I leverage it, right? Now, I'm not in politics, thank God, but I am in the financial services profession, and I chose that profession typically or strictly because I love money, and there's nothing wrong with that, and getting a lot of it, because I wanted to find an avenue where our people could benefit from it, right? Like life insurance, a lot of people don't know about what life insurance is until we need life insurance. Somebody passes away, like a lot of people did in my family, and we didn't have money to bury them, right? So what happens? You gotta take a loan out, you gotta sell your car, you gotta do a home equity loan. We make it work, that's how it goes. But when you look at life insurance from that perspective, yeah, it's tragic, but there's a lot of things that could benefit us while we're still here, right? There's a lot of different things that you can do with a policy, which is pretty cool. I'm not gonna bore you with the complexities of it, again, because I'm trying to keep it brief. But there's a lot of different things that we could do where, we can make a lot of money. If there's chains of generational poverty, we could break those too. And the craziest thing about it is that I can make it happen with a stroke of a pen. That's all it takes. 15-minute phone call and a stroke of a pen. Next thing you know, when you pass away, your family's a bloodline full of millionaires. Now, I can't say what you do with that money, but at the same time, that's up to y'all. You know what I mean? But the fact is that we could put that in place, and it's a lot easier than we made it seem. So before I get too deep into that, the ones that know me know I grew up here. I'm happy to be back because it's a big deal, to be back in the community, be giving back and doing it in a positive way. Because if you look around, just like I'm looking around, it ain't too many of us in this room, you know what I mean? And that's saddening, but it's important, because the ones that are here because they want to get better, just like we all do. So back to what I was doing, I enlisted into the United States Air Force after high school. I started a business actually in high school. Some of you guys may remember, if not, it's okay. I was the crumble cookie before crumble cookie. I did not lace the cookies, I promise, but I was selling cookies because the cafeteria wanted to rip us off. And I was making like $100 to $200 a day. And it was good, and then, I wanted to, I did not like school, but I always thought that everything could be self-taught, right? So I thought, if I'm gonna sit in front of somebody who probably isn't qualified to be teaching me anything, I'm gonna get paid for it, because this is a waste of my time. So that's what I did. Again, I just wanted to take a negative and flip it into a positive. So I did that junior high school, graduated. Like I said, I enlisted in the United States Air Force. Now, powerful thing about my story with what I'm about to share with you is I went into the United States Air Force to impress my dad. I went to college to impress my mom. I'm gonna tell you right now, neither one of those things worked out. Now, I'm not saying I was a failure in either one of them, because I was not, but when you do something, you got to make sure that it's what you want to do. You got to make sure that it's the cliche, the corny saying, follow your heart. It works out. I could tell you that. I'm standing here telling you about it right now. Because when I went into the Air Force, it didn't seem right. My time was cut short because I had gotten sick, so it didn't work out, right? And then when I went to college, I made dean's list and everything like that. But again, I felt like I was going against myself because everything that I wanted to learn or that we need to learn could be self-taught, right? So why am I wasting my time? And I wasn't selling cookies in college, so you know what I mean? I wasn't getting paid that $100, $200 a day. I had to split my time and I had to choose every day. Do I want to go to work or do I want to go to school? And if I keep both, then I got to make money part-time. And I didn't like that. So, I had to break a couple hearts along the way as far as my parents go. But, both of those didn't work out. So what I ended up doing was when I got out of the United States Air Force, I ended up selling cars. I don't know if anybody in here has ever sold cars before, but it's if you do it right, it's good money, right? So and it gives you like a little taste of owning your own business until you realize all the money you're making is for the name that you're putting on the street every day. So I was really good at it. I was selling between 20 to 30 cars every single month. So I did that for quite some time. Since I was probably 20, 21 years old, I was making over six figures from doing that. I sacrificed a lot. I don't have a lot of social experience, and what I mean by that is like I don't party. I haven't partied. Could probably name like 3 or 4 parties that I maybe went to, and they were all like graduation night, which is quite embarrassing, but it works out. I can tell you that because there's always time to party, right? But yeah, I don't have any social experiences like that. I've traveled, Miami, Vegas, things like that. I don't have any crazy stories. It was all business, right? So I sacrificed a lot. I sacrificed from my teens, and I sacrificed pretty much all my 20s to be where I'm at today because I just turned 29 like 2 weeks ago. So there's a lot. When you're chasing what you want to work towards, you just got to get really serious about it because at the same time, like I said, the party's always going to be there, the bar's always going to be there, but what's not always going to be here is you. Your dream, the music will always live forever, but the clothing you put out there, if you didn't do that, it's on you. You know what I mean? If you chose to go to a party instead of do your clothing or whatever it is, or even to record the music, we wouldn't be listening to it, right? So it's important. So as luck would have it, I decided to do something where I wanted to make a bigger impact. I wanted to, again, get back to my roots. In 2020, I almost lost everything. The reason why I say that is because I've always been good with money, thank God, but what ended up happening was COVID, right? Shocked the world, stopped the pulse of everything. Everything shut down, we were at home, what the hell we gonna do, right? My career went from I'm the top guy at the dealership and I'm a well-known name in the car industry to you're just like the rest of them. Get in line, you're laid off, that's it, call it a day. We'll call you when we're ready. I was in the middle of refinancing my first home because I wanted a lower rate. I was in the middle of purchasing a larger vehicle because I had a daughter, which I'll get to that in a second. I was in the middle of doing a lot of different things that now I couldn't do because I have no income now. So I can't refinance a mortgage if I got no way to pay for it, right? It sounds, if I tell you I'm gonna pay for something, I will pay for it, right? But that's not how it works when it comes to business. You can say you're gonna pay for it all you want, but when your income is nothing now, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I had, 50, 60,000 in the bank. What happens when I blow through it, right? So I almost lost it all. There was a lot on the line, and I had a lot of time to think. So what I did was what I did the first time when I, embarked on 2 different journeys of being in the Air Force and, going to college. I sat down and I thought deep, like I always do, and I said, I gotta just do what I've always been passionate about, which the root of that was my cookie business. It was drop the cookie, it was always business, right? I was always doing business, always loved making money, always loved providing a service to somebody that would benefit them and getting paid for it. But the biggest thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to make sure I dictated what the price was. I didn't want somebody to say, you're gonna sell a $50,000 car, make $300 off of it, and then you have a good day. We're gonna make the thousands. I didn't want that. So I decided to go into the financial services profession. I had went to college for it. I took all my entrepreneurship classes, the electives that we used to have in high school, which was not a lot, but I took them. And I got to work. I started going to the gym regularly because now I had a life, whereas I didn't before, which the only way that I met my wife was actually from working. So I met her through work because, like I said, I didn't have time, or I did have time, but I chose not to go to the club. I didn't want to do any of that. I just wanted to get this work so I could get this money and move on with my life. So I met her through work, and like I said, we have our life together. We have a beautiful daughter. She's 6. She'll be 7 this October, which is giving me goosebumps just telling you guys about, but that's how fast time goes, right? So anyway, so 2020, right? Ground zero, about to lose it all. How are we gonna pay for the mortgage? Because it didn't hit me till I got home. And then she had said, yo, we got the money, but we're gonna blow through it. You know, what's gonna happen? You know, I'm the man in the relationship. I'm like, you know, I don't want to look at her and tell her I don't know. So I'm like, don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. Now I'm by myself. Everybody's sleeping. And I'm up late and I'm thinking, I don't think it's going to be all right. Right? Like, what we going to do? Like, what? Everything stopped. There ain't nothing going on the streets. You know, there's nobody was even, there was cars parked that I was like, wow, these cars, they've been here for like decades, you know? It was like Gotham City out there, you know? Like, I mean, you guys lived through it. I don't need to keep beating the dead horse, but it was bad. So I make a phone call to somebody who always believed in me. His name was Dash, and he always said that I was worth more than selling cars. And I'm not self-absorbed, so I just put this stuff out of my mind. But anyway, I made the call. And I said, listen, I need you to send me the study material for the financial services industry because I need to get my licenses because I don't know what to do. I don't know if this is going to work, but in my mind, I've lost everything. So I have nothing right now. So I'm going to just double down on myself because if this goes sideways, I'm not going to have anything anyway. And I feel like I have nothing right now. So why not? So he sends me the material. Anybody who is interested in getting into this profession, typically, depending on your study habits, it should take you anywhere, or it could take you anywhere between 1 to 6 months to study, take the exams, pass, and do everything like that, right? And that depends on your study habits, how you test, how you absorb, all that stuff. Again, 1 to 6 months, I did it in a week. I studied, and I took the exam the first time, and I passed it, and as they say, thank God, the rest is history. But again, I attribute that to the sacrifice that I've made. Fast forward now, I passed it. Thank God everything has worked out, which is why I'm here talking to y'all. And within my first 8 months in the financial services industry, I go from being a nobody. I go from being on unemployment, because I'm not ashamed to say that. That was what we had to do at that time. I go from 0 to being among the top 2% of the financial services industry. So I'm one of the best, and not just in the United States, I'm one of the best in the world. And I did that in 8 months. So I want to tell y'all, like I said in the beginning, that if there's something that you want to do, there's an album you want to put out, there's a clothing line you want to put out, do it. Because first of all, as they say, ain't nobody going to do it for you. And we're all we got, and I like to think that's all we need. But the only way that this stuff gets done is if we put in the work. Like I was saying, I have a beautiful wife and an amazing daughter as well. Brian and I were talking about this, which was pretty cool. I keep her involved with what I do. She's well aware of everything that I'm doing, and it's not just all business oriented because I have an open door policy. I like to leave my door open so that way she knows what her dad is doing. She knows what a policy is. She knows what cash value is. She knows the benefit of getting a life insurance policy, and she also knows why I go as hard as I do, because in my office I do have pictures of my family who have passed away, and I have that there as a reminder that not only of the memories that we have with each other, but the fact that they died with nothing. They had no life insurance. So I keep that stuff up there to remind me of the struggle and to remind me why, it reminds me of where I'm from. It keeps me focused on where I'm going, and it also provides a foundation for my daughter so that way she can see, like, my dad's not just doing this to make money. It's business, right? Money is the byproduct of that. But I'm doing it because I'm moving with a purpose. And like I was saying in the beginning, when you dial into your purpose, life changes. For real. Everything changes. Because I'm not doing it for you, you're not doing it for me, you're doing it for yourself. And when the lights go down, smoke clears, that's all we got. It's just us, you know? So if you take anything from it, you know, I hope I could leave you with some motivation, because like I said, I'm a walking, talking example of what happens when you sacrifice, you know, pretty much 3/4 of your life. You know, you don't party, you don't go out, you just take life as seriously as it is. And I probably did it in a little bit more of an extreme way. I was talking to Ryan about this. Nobody knew that I was still alive until recently when I resurfaced on social media. And I did that in an effort to leverage social media so that way I can say, like, hey y'all, like, I still exist, you know? But a lot of people, I mean, it just happened, right? When you walked in, you said, I hadn't seen you in a while. I didn't even, like, are you that guy? Like, what's going on, you know? And it is true, you know, but when you dial in, sometimes you got to do things like that because, you know, the past 10 years of my life, as I've said to some of my colleagues, have been a warning shot, right? I've done a lot, right? Some people, I'm sharing it with you, so only the people in this room will know a bit of what I've done, right, and what I've accomplished. But the thing is that you don't need people to know, right? You don't need to be on Front Street. And that's why I believe that, like, I didn't need to be on social media like that, but when you really dial in, it's crazy because you just, it goes to the next level. So, like I said, if I could leave you with anything, it's just motivation. If you're interested in getting in touch with me, I did write a book that I published from beginning to end. I did it all on my own. I have the book with me. Everybody could get a free copy of it. I will sign it if you guys want it as well. My number, my direct line, is right on that book. I run my practice a little bit differently than other advisors where I want you to talk to me. Basically, I'm not going to send you to my secretary or I'm not going to send you to anybody else. If you need to talk to me, then I'm fully accessible. Now, if I don't pick up the phone, it's because I'm with a client. But even if you have any questions, everybody in this room gets full unsolicited access to me, even if it's just to ask me a question. So if you're interested in, like I said, getting in touch with me, my number's on there, you'll have it. And yeah, call me, text me, and yeah, that's me.